All right. Good morning, my dogs. It is 6:31. It is February 4th, another day. Huh. And yesterday was a bit of a doozy, huh? Walked in, market was down, 100 handles. I did talk about how listen up just in case, all of a sudden Canada comes out and has some concessions or Mexico, and both wound up happening. And you had a, nice reversal off the lows. Lots of things we focused on here in the 630 club. Went from red to green. A few things didn't. It was a little tricky. I know Tesla was a little tricky. A bunch of things were a little tricky. But hey, market's a little tricky. Either which way, this is the 630 Club. I've been doing the 630 since 2020. A lot of you have been watching since 2020. I hope I've added value. I've given you guys a steady hand to control all your time frames. A lot of guys during the pandemic wanted to leave the market forever. I'm like, hey, if you left the market during the financial crisis, you probably would never have got in. So you have your long-term plans with your with your 401ks, which you should be maxing out, a 529 for your kids that you should start as early as possible for college. And then if you trade actively for a living, usually I'm pretty good at uncovering the keys to the day. But if you don't think clearly, you're never going to execute. So if you do get value from the 630 Club, what I would do is I would subscribe to the Red Dog Mindset. The subscribe button is right on Twitter, right there. You could subscribe for a very small amount. And in there, I'm going to be going over, the mindset of trading. I'm doing a video in the morning called 20 to 520 where we get the mind right, where we do a little bit of a workout. I do it from the sauna. You could do it from wherever you want. 20 minutes of the thought process, how to win the morning, how to get your mind right before coming in order to do the X's and O's of the charts. On the weekends, I'm going to be doing some Master the Mind classes. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff to stay grounded, stay focused, because I know a lot of people that have been in this business, for a year or two and they don't last. Okay, if you want to last in this business, you need balance. You need the mindset in order to think clearly and execute on the X's and O's, because there's a fine line between losing a little and losing a lot, making a little and making a lot. And, we're in one of the most high stressful jobs out there. So anyway, here we are. Market's a lot different, right? If you look right now at the SPYs are down 66 cents. I know last night, when I looked at the futures, where when I left here, Palantir was trading near 100. Congratulations. If you're an investor in Palantir, probably changed your life. I remember when my buddy Joe had the private placement and I was trading at $11. We'll get to that. And then congratulations if you're a trader that uses my concepts of trend analysis. When you're above the 821 day, you're long. When it's above the 821 day, it's special. That's on your go-to list. And Palantir has been on the go-to list since its existence. Maybe there's some consolidation phases that it didn't do. But anyway, all of a sudden, the S&P futures are up 25. And then news last night that China was putting a few different tariffs on the U.S., a little bit of negotiations, and we were down 30, and now the SPYs are down 75 cents. So I would think if, the market wants to kind of be constructive and methodical, we hold above 595, and see maybe if we can make a higher low. If we do not hold, this 595, 60-ish, it kind of gets choppier again. And I'll be honest, it's been a choppy market. The way we were strong on Friday, and then all of a sudden, the tweet bombs, and then you roll over and fall $9 straight in the SPYs, or even the Friday before that, it hasn't been easy. And I talked to a lot of traders, a lot of different types of traders, a lot of different type of market participants. And although there are a lot of things to do, it's been very easy to get caught long, caught short, get chopped up. So if that's you, start to pull it back a little bit, do a little less, focus on just your really core names, and take trades. You're allowed to take trades. You don't have to be a hero right now. There's a lot of things going on. So anyway, that's what the spiders look like. The Qs also held 510. There was definitely a way you could have been a buyer of the Qs versus 510 and made some money. Now the Qs are probably down a little bit, right? Where the Qs are actually up 28 cents. So, maybe there's some relative strength there. I know Google's coming out with earnings after the close. Google's been a really good name for me recently. We did buy some options in here, and I was able to sell probably 75% of those options into new highs prior to the print, which is today. I always do that. So now I'm rolling them higher just in case they deliver. Ultimately, this is really like a nice cup with a higher handle. It hasn't really been, a parabolic type move. There's a lot of money in here. It's still a little very cheap. So perhaps maybe we get a nice move above 205.48 post print later where you could trade it and then it pays you, with your options. I know guys yesterday, on the Alpha team, which is all my crew that trade real time for a living with me. There, a lot of them were all over a call spread, calls, this and that. My buddy Todd listed like 7 different options he was in. He's my fraternity brother back from Albany anyway. So once Palantir took out, what was it, 85.50? You could either been crazy, you could have been fast and bought it, but you have to be a computer for a lot of people program that level. That's the level we gave. I had to get above 84.80 and 85.50 to get to 90, right? You got to get above that first. And then there were a bunch of trades after hours, and now here you are sitting at 99.50. Crazy thing is everyone's still calling it overvalued in the hedge fund world, but chances are they've been calling it overvalued since 20, 40, 60, whatever. Bottom line is recently, put a low in, took back the moving averages. If it was that bearish, it would never have gotten above 72. And now here we are up there. Trim and trail, make sure to take some trades, and congratulations to you if you were an investor the past few years. These type of names don't happen often. And if you were there, great. And if you trade it, there's lots of ways to make money there for a living. Same way, I've been all over Dash with you guys. Last year, I didn't even know DoorDash before just say July. And then all my hedge fund guys that love the name started telling me about it and said, hey, Red Dog, use your process, get your Alpha team involved. Dips are buyable, the funds are behind it. And I think I started trading it right around here in September. And since then, we've been, following it, using a tier system, staying with it. And look at that. Yesterday, again, just like the Monday before, you could have been a buyer into the 8-day, buy the dip, make a ton of money. Well, the same thing happened yesterday. So with that being said, I hope you're sticking with this trend. And I think we could stick with this trend together here at the 630 Club and with Red Dog Mindset, because I do feel like, if you look at the weekly chart, it's just starting to break above this cup and handle pattern. And, in 2021, 2022, it was 250 to 257. I think at some point it's going to take that out and be 300 and change. So you don't want to leave this now. There's a lot of reports out there. Do your own research. Obviously, the trade changes at times actively, but for now, it's acting really super special. So I hope that you guys, have been making really good money, because we've been all over this, and it's been on my BTF for the majority of this year. Right here is when it reinforced the special status. Why did it do that? Did I tell you when it's back above, you had your high of 181, you had your Red Dog reversal. That was a spot to reduce. Then it broke. It looked like, hey, maybe it's over. Went sideways. And then right here is when I got back involved, and I'm still involved, and it's working its way higher. So anyway, congratulations to you if you're also, in DoorDash making good money. Not everything's about Mag 7. If you find remember we found Reddit last year too. Reddit on the 630 Club, power play with T3 was fantastic. By the way, the power plays is $99 for a year. And usually it's my best thoughts where I tell you what to do instead of like the Redler report. I come up with like 40 different stocks, if this, then that, all different levels where you make a lot of your own decisions on, which most active traders like to do that themselves for a living. But those who don't trade for a living and just kind of want to be told what to do with power plays, we've had pretty much the best names out there in power plays. Not all of them work, but I do have stops. So I do define your risk, but when things work, they work. And it looks like Reddit's ready to go again, to be honest. What a move. Didn't get back to even the 21-day like it did that last Monday, and reversed yesterday. So there were some things that did let you out, that did give you a nice move, and they continue to trend. So the three amigos I have from last year, Reddit, Dash, and Palantir, are doing fantastic still. They've reproved. Stocks have to reprove they're still in go-to status. Like if you go to the semis were go-to status last year, the first half, and this year, it's a rangy, hard trade. It did make a little bit of a higher low yesterday. Hey, maybe it could rally up a little bit. But again, it's not leading the tape whatsoever. The high of the semis were made in July. Since then, it's been a choppy mess. NVIDIA, remember they sold the NVIDIA event at the CES? Well, NVIDIA has been a mess. I'm actually long a little NVIDIA overnight just for a trade. It was upgraded by, I think, Morgan Stanley this morning. But again, it's just, it's nothing so special. We'll see. What was yesterday's high? This is 118.57. we'll see if it could have a little bit more of a bounce. Except for it does feel like Nvidia is broken. It's a source of funds, and Nvidia. It's like, who moved my cheese? Yeah, somebody moved Nvidia's cheese. Anyway, let me say good morning to some of the guys from around the world. I got Smithman87. Good morning from California. Hopefully, California is doing better, recovering from the fires. What a crazy time. Let's hope that everything is starting to work out for you guys. Morning, Brett. Good morning, Bobby 4.0. Sorry I didn't see you in Tampa when I got Phoenix. Phoenix is doing great. She spent a little bit of time with me at 4:45 this morning. What up, Walter? Water Investments. Hey, Mikey R. Romanage. I miss you, buddy. Farmingdale's in the house. What's a metabolism killer? Not the sauna in the steam room. Sauna gets the blood flowing, and the ice barrel consolidates it, so then your heart pumps out really good red blood cells after the ice barrel. So that's a metabolism increaser, and some say testosterone for those of you. Anyway, so this is everyone talking. The 6:30 Club does go live to YouTube, to Twitter, so everyone shares some stock ideas. Dare I say, I think RGTI looks pretty good. Some people were bringing it to me yesterday. I just don't know if some of those second or third tier names could do that. Crowd's been really good. A lot of you guys are tuning into the 2520, where I do a nice little 20-minute sauna workout. Red Dog in the Roar. That's what the subscribe button is for the 2520 combined with the 6:30 Club. So we have the tools and tactics for the entire day. But anyway, you want me to punch up RGTI? I'll take a look. RGTI. I haven't looked at this in a while. It is, it's wedging. It's holding in there. This is a small, I guess, robotics type of name. Some of them are acting better. So yeah, this looks decent. If you want to be long this stock, you can be long versus level. It did have a nice move before breaking down, kind of like most of those quantum computing names. Someone looked at IONQ also. By the way, I stopped trading all these after that whole thing, so that's why all these lines are kind of old. We caught a really nice trend there, but it looks pretty good again. If you want to draw these lines in, boom, boom, boom. Look how fast I could do that. I've been doing this for 30 years. For 30 years, I've been working on my process and routine. I've seen people come and go because their mind isn't right. Anyway, this looks pretty good. Maybe you could be a buyer versus 36, and if it gets above this, it can continue. There's still some more of the gap to get filled here, so you could put that in there. Some people are like, hey, Red Dog, what about Netflix? Netflix looks fantastic. I don't like the way Netflix trades, to be honest, just because it trades by appointment. It looks great, and then a buyer leaves. It looks great, and then a buyer leaves. But overall, if you look at what's happened in the market and the choppiness, if you're long, you could be long versus 950. If this thing was to start to get above 995, 999, I'll be looking for it. Red Dog is like a puppy dog. Whenever you get to like whole numbers, I'm like, go through the whole number, go through the whole number. So there'll be a lot of traders looking to be buying 999 or 1,000 for a move to 1,003, 1,005, 1,007, especially. Yes, Richard, mindset is everything. China names. Yes, I'm in Baba. I like Baba. Baba's been really good to the alpha team and to power plays. I put this on as a power play here on January 27th. We bought I think the 95s, and PS, we sold those for $5. And then I rolled it into a higher strike. And then yesterday, the dip was viable. So I do think that this is acting better. I do think, I'm not sure when the earnings are, if it's Wednesday or the following Wednesday, but I bought 2 sets of options. I'm trading it. Baba, to me, has turned the corner. And if you look at the weekly chart tells you the same thing here. The weekly chart, it's been broken since 319, and now it looks like it's getting better. And besides their overall businesses, talk out there that their AI is better than DeepSeek. And DeepSeek is the cheaper one that caused the semiconductor royals. So if that's the case, why can't Baba get back to 117? So Baba moved from my D list to the A- list. And that's what happens. When you have a go-to list, things move up and down based on how they're acting and where they deserve to have real estate on your game plan. Your game plan is key. I go over my game plan in my head every day when I'm working out. That's when my endorphins are the best. When I'm in the sauna, sweating, thinking about my day, that's when I go up my multiple plans. That's why people say they get their best thoughts on the run, right? You ever go for a nice run on the weekend, and all of a sudden, hey, I got to call my mom. I haven't spoken to Uncle Joe in a while. Hey, maybe I need to do this better with my wife. It all happens when your thought process is elevated. That's when the good ideas come to you, or at least the clarity, right, Anik? Sure is. I get it. What's up, Tony Wallace? Anyway, Good job. Get it done. I appreciate you. So anyway, I love this. Um, Not everyone's going to tune in every day. I get it, but again, if you come as consistently as possible, like you guys do here with the 6:30 Club, I think it sets you up really, really well. Tesla, I'll say Tesla was my worst trade yesterday because I had the most what's the word? I had the most exposure to Tesla yesterday, and in my process, okay, I got stopped out when it broke this area. So this broke 384. I was short some puts. I was long some calls. Like I wasn't here because I was getting my dog on Friday. So it didn't go down enough on Friday to stop me out of everything. Instead, it stopped me out of some of my size when it got above 412.50 and couldn't hold it. So I was stuck in a lot yesterday, and it didn't really let you out. Now the question is, will it get a little bit better today? Tesla's up 60 cents. If the I guess the back and forth banter on China gets a little bit better, because I know Canada affected, maybe this can go. It's only up 50 cents. The gap here is at 389.17. I think that could be a cool little cash flow gap trade. If it gets above 389 and holds it, maybe we get a 5-6 point trade. So it is on the radar again. Just because I got hurt in it yesterday, which I did, Red Dog got a little hurt. It's all right. Get over it. That's how you learn, right? The beauty of trading is when you get knocked down in trading, there's not a 10 count. You get to stay on the floor and say, hey, how the hell did that happen? What signal didn't I see? What could I do better next time? And then you could get up slowly and say, that's not going to happen to me again. I can't say that there was a full-fledged signal with Tesla there, but it was for a lot of people that didn't see the sell signals on Friday. But anyway, if this can get above 389, which I think could happen, I'm going to be a lot bigger there. And we'll see how it gets done. Palantir, again, I already went over it. Hopefully you have an option call spread on. Hopefully you traded it after hours. There are a bunch of different setups. And now, I don't think if you're not in it, you can't be in it now. It's up 16. It's at 100. Maybe use some of your 3 to 5 minute charts, but it's going to be hard money. Someone said it's going to do what Apple did. Totally different scenario. Apple gapped up on bad numbers just because it's Apple. And they talked about a few things in the future. And then remember 247, we don't have 6:30 clubs on Fridays, but I told the Alpha team, like 247 is a spot. If you're long, get out. And some people got short out the yin yang and made a ton of money. And now all of a sudden, Apple's down to here. Apple, again, is not go-to status. Apple is just a trade for now. Is it's trying to figure out whether or not the valuation needs to come in. What's their AI going to look like? What's their next phone going to look like? I told you, we need to get a friggin' flip phone like Samsung has for the Apple. And I think instead of iPhone 147, maybe we get a new version or a new model. But anyway, that's just my thought. So this is what, 225.71. Let's put in 225.71, 225.71. There you go. That is your new point of reference. This doesn't really matter anymore. And Apple's just a trade. Sometimes things turn into trades. What's up, Joe Repasol? Thoughts on what? AMD? I don't care about AMD. If I had a dollar for every time someone said to buy AMD in the last year and a half, I'd have a lot of dollars and be down a lot of money. But it did make us money the other day. So, hey, maybe this area holds if you want to be long versus here. I think, did they come out with when are their earnings? Their earnings are February 4th. Oh, their earnings are today. If it's better than feared, maybe there's a trade there. So I'm not going to say don't do it. Prince loves it. Oh, what's up, Dana Banana? All right. Well, listen, Dave Prince knows his stuff. Okay, Dave Prince is my buddy. We both run rooms. We both were in the same room. We're cut from the same cloth. He's got a lot of institutional friends. He's got a lot of great ideas. So maybe I'll take a look at it. Maybe I'll throw $3 to $5 grand into it and see how it goes. I'll even hit him up on a text. He became a member of 2520. I'm going to ask him if he sweated it out in the sauna with me this morning. I don't know if he has a sauna yet. Listen, if you don't have a sauna, that's fine. You can use a mat. You can use a towel. If you don't have an ice barrel, take a cold shower. You got to start somewhere. There's always a starting point. They say a goal is just a dream without a plan, right? So if you have a plan and you have steps to get to your goals, then hey, it can happen. But if you just, wish it or have a goal and you're like, it's going to be a wish and it's delusionary. Anyway, with that being said, would NVIDIA run if AMD beats? I don't know. They're both broken. So, but at least there's a catalyst. This stock's been absolutely annihilated. What would I do? I think what is this? This is 120. You could probably do a very cheap. I bet you 120 calls are pretty cheap. And where could it get to if it's better than feared or whatnot? I don't know. Yeah, it's so beaten down. I wouldn't do a call spread there. I would just do some lotto calls or something like that. Writing a plan is incredibly difficult. I'm updating my plan every week and always resistance. Listen, uh, that's Bobby 4.0. Bobby 4.0 has he's 4 versions already. He's going to go to 5 Bobby 5.0 soon. Lily nearly 1,000 and then went to the 760s. It happens. I haven't really been trading Lily. Lily is like a tough name. Lily kind of like is loose and wide the way Netflix and Meta is. So you have to have a very big range type of pain tolerance for that. I'm not going to have Lily into the earnings. I have no narrative or base case there. Oh, Meta. Meta looks good. Meta, the dip was viable. I talked about in yesterday's 6:30 club. I'm like, Meta may not be the key to the day, but it's been strong. And if Meta could hold, this area, it'd be very impressive. And it did. So now we'll see if it wants to build a bull flag and break above there for a nice trade. Anyway, the Alpha team loves Meta. Anyway, I do have Amazon options on also. I think Amazon is set up. I had the 245s for Thursday, but let's see what Google does. And hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Since 2020, we've been doing, the 6:30 club for free out there, over 5 to 20,000 views a day. So if you really think that you've had value there and you want to get more value out of it and get your mind right so you can think clearly and execute, just hit that subscribe button above, and that's where we work on the mind. All right, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Watch out for those tape bombs, and there's a lot of things to do. Just make sure you have multiple plans and don't have opinions. I know a lot of guys who've blown up with opinions and no plan, and I don't want to see it happen to my dogs out there. Have a great day.